Alright, what's up guys? Today I've got my 2019 Honda CB500F and we're gonna be doing a license plate bracket relocation thing. I got mine from Ransodo. It's I got it for like 20-30 bucks off of Amazon. It looks really clean, it's lightweight. This is all it came with, and pretty detailed instructions, so let's get to it. So first you peel this little thing back and pull these connectors out right here, and it says to disconnect the blue, the white, and the orange connector right there. And then we're gonna take our 5mm Allen key and disconnect these. A 316 could work, but these are pretty tight, so I'd recommend just going with the 5mm because you don't want to strip it and then these things get stuck, and then, you know, that'll be fun. So we're gonna take those off right now. So to disconnect these tabs, there's this little part right here in the middle, and you just lift that up and then pull this out. I'm just using one of these because it's just easy to get up underneath there and pry it right off. But it's super simple. All right, so we got these loosened. I'm not gonna lie, they were insanely tight. So make sure you have a good angle, because I almost stripped this one right here, which obviously don't want to do. But yeah, these things were like super crazy tight, and the fourth one's right back here hiding. Last one. I feel like if I take this out, it might just drop this whole fender. I mean, I don't plan on putting it back on. Yep, did just that. All right, now it says to remove the plastic shell off of the rear fender, which I think is just this screw, this Phillips head right here. So we're gonna go ahead and take that off. Okay, there's that. Put that out of the way. There's also another screw right here, and then that'll take this whole plastic part off. Now I think, yeah, cool. Okay, so next it says to remove the two 10mm nuts for the turn signals, and then the 4 Phillips head screws, which are really hard to see, for the license plate light. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Where's my 10mm? Okay, all jokes aside, my 10mm won't fit in there, and I don't have a 10mm wrench. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take off this metal piece right here. It looks like it's just some more Allen heads, probably 5mm too. So I'm gonna take off all this silver part, and maybe I'll be able to get it in there, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so I just removed these 5, and the silver part just came right off. But the instructions say that this is a 10mm. Mine is not a 10mm, but my 8mm fits on it. And now I have some room. I can actually get a ratchet in here. So I don't know if the instructions, if mine, I don't know, but an 8mm works. Okay, so I got the bolt out, and then there's this little thing, plastic thing sitting in there like that. So I just got a flat head and pried it out. It might not, it actually is metal, so you don't have to worry about breaking it, I don't think. And then once that's out, you should be able to just slide the turn signal right on out. So we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing to the other side and see what's next. There we go. That was weird. All right, and so now we're gonna get this flathead and pry out this little part right here. All right, so we pulled the turn signals out, and I just set them to the side. Orange is the left, I believe, and blue is the right. So we're just gonna leave them like that so we don't get those confused. All right, so next is to remove this light, which it looks like it's just these 4 Phillips head screws, and we're gonna go ahead and take them out. All right, so I took the 4 screws out, and then this literally just pulls right out. That was easy. I think we also need to take these rubber grommets out for the turn signals. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Next it says to remove these 2 bolts, which are both 8mm. So we're gonna take those off and then set them to the side because it says we're gonna use them again. It also says to remove this gasket and these 2 guys. set those aside, and then I think we start assembling the new one. Sorry about the noise. What can you do? Alright, so now we're starting assembly of the new one, and so we start out with the gasket and just push these little grommets through these holes right here, and then we'll slide these right in through the back. Alright, so we've got that put in, and now it says to put the license plate light in, like that. Alright, so we've got the light installed. Make sure your light is pointing down towards the license plate and not up. And then I think next we put the turn signals in. Okay, so another mistake I made. I installed these on the wrong side. I didn't think it mattered, but there's this little notch right here. And if I try to put in the right turn signal, if you notice, the notch on the turn signal is on the, let's see if I can get the light on there. It's on the bottom right here. And so it will not go in. So I need to swap these. Okay, so I slid both turn signals in, hoping that they're on the right way. I need to tighten down those little 8mm in there. If these are on backwards, then I'm just gonna have to start using opposite turn signals because I'm not taking these back off. All right, so we tighten down the 8mm, and then now we take these 4 bolts and we're gonna stick them through the bottom right here, have them come out the top like that. And we're almost there. We're almost done. Also, just another note, these are 4mm, not 5 like the rest of the original ones. So just a heads up for that. So now this will sit in here just like that. We will put our cables through this little rectangle hole right here. We'll connect them up here, and then we'll screw the nuts on from the top, and we should be good to go. Okay, so another problem I'm running into is when you have it pressed up under there, these two are going in fine, but these two are kind of struggling. So I loosened them up a little bit, and I'm really just gonna kind of try to maneuver them. Maybe have to give them a couple taps with a ratchet or something. But I'll get them in there somehow. It's just they're not, like, they look like they're coming through, but they're not. So we'll see. So I just used this to kind of like loosen them and then retighten them, and they came through a little bit more. So I should be able to grab these nuts and just screw them on. Yeah, and I'll tighten them down in a second, but first I want to connect these and then turn on the bike and make sure that my turn signals are on the right way. Okay, so we got them plugged in. We're about to test it and see if it works. Also, quick note, this is a 10mm, not an 8mm, so there's that. But let's see. Left, yeah, there you go. And then right. Cool. All right, well, we're gonna tighten this down, put the seat on, and get our license plate on, and we should be good to go. Another quick reminder to make sure that these are pulled all the way through. I didn't pull one of them all the way through, and if you see, it's sitting right here. So we're gonna loosen this a little bit and pull that out. All right, everything's tightened down. We're gonna do one last test to make sure. Left turn signal, left turn signal, right turn signal. I was flashing a little fast there for a second. Right turn signal. Cool. We are good. All right. So we're gonna put the manual and toolkit back in there, put it on the back seat, and this install's done. It looks really good. Obviously put your license plate on, and yeah, overall, it's nice for what I paid. You know, 20-30 bucks. You can't complain. Those rubber grommets were a pain. It does wiggle slightly, but I mean, for 20-30 bucks, I can't complain. So that's that. Thank you guys for watching, and y'all have a blessed day. Jesus loves you.